It's a special episode of Tangent World. I am Brad Reed.
And I am Chip Goddard.
And we are here tonight to discuss the episodes 1 through 3 of Castle Rock.
Yep.
Which we're so excited about.
We had a little break, some downtime after Westworld, and then jump right back on the horse.
Yeah, we were looking for what was going to be our replacement.
Nothing could replace it. Nothing.
I know. And still, as I watch all this other stuff, I'm like, okay, is this a robot? Is this
right? Right? Well, I mean,
and it's not even Westworld. I mean, I'm talking about I'm watching The Flash and stuff like that. I'm like,
Well, speaking of which, going back watching some old shows, watched some True Blood.
Oh yeah,
found Abernathy,
right?
Old Dolores's papa.
Sure.
He was a king werewolf.
Right
on there, he was a pack master.
Yeah, I mean,
he didn't quote Shakespeare, but he definitely ate some people.
There's all kinds of bleed over on all the HBO because I think they purposefully use the same actors and actresses. Maybe they sign them to contracts and stuff like that. But
Tom's joined us.
Yeah,
hey, Tom.
Tom's he's a very big Stephen King.
He is
aficionado. Yeah. So we're excited to have you on, Tom, watching and comment as you're watching because we'd like to know if you've watched it or if you have any thoughts on it. Now, Castle Rock, it's on Hulu, and what they did was they released the first 3 episodes already, so you can watch them back to back to back.
Yep.
And then every new episode's going to be out on Wednesdays.
So I think that's going to be when we pick that up.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll be definitely coming back on Wednesday nights. What is this, 10 episodes maybe? So
I would think so.
7 more weeks. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about it real quick. And like I say, if you haven't watched 1 through 3 and you're kind of one of those people who don't love spoilers, this probably won't be an episode you want to continue down the road with it. You can come back to it, or you can watch it now because some people, they don't mind spoilers.
No, I don't.
But yeah, Castle Rock, it's basically it's kind of like the universe of Stephen King, but it's not based off of any Stephen King book or story just yet. But it incorporates different things, and I think the biggest, it's not a sequel or anything like that, but it definitely, Shawshank Redemption is the one that is most close to Castle Rock.
Yeah, pretty much the whole town of Castle Rock runs off of the Shawshank Prince.
Right, which is 20 minutes away or whatever from Castle Rock. So most of the people that live in the town work for the prison. There's not a whole lot of opportunities other than maybe selling drugs out at the high school.
Or out of that weird children farm.
Oh, my God.
That was weird. We'll get to that.
Yeah, that was... and we'll talk about some of the stuff that we feel like is tied
Easter eggy.
Yeah. So we'll start by one of the things that got me super excited about Castle Rock was Mark Bernardin, who is on Fat Man on Batman. He's his co-host with Kevin Smith. He started talking about it a little while ago about how he was one of the writers on the show. And so I was like, wow, that's going to be so awesome. And I watched the first 3 episodes already. Me and Chip watched them together tonight.
Just now.
Yeah. But
it was okay.
I mean, I think the
started
show...
out a little slow.
Yeah, the show is very slow. That is true. And then it seems like, as far as if you were wanting horror... It's not a lot of horror in this one. It says that it's a horror supernatural thriller, but towards the end of each episode, I feel like you get a little bit of some kind of horror-ness.
Yeah, I mean, you just feel like it touches on just about every Stephen King book out there.
Right. Yeah. So if you're a fan of Stephen King, then you'll know Castle Rock was the setting. I think Dead Zone.
What was the one with the? Wasn't it a creep show? Or Stranger Things? Not Stranger Things.
Not Stranger Things.
Needful Things.
Needful Things, and also Cujo, which hopefully my dog doesn't come running because I got a dog named Cujo. So, let's go through the cast a little bit real quick. Andre Holland plays Henry Matthew Deaver, and I think you meet him very first because it starts back in when would he been a kid?
It was
the 90s, early 90s.
It was he's 39. Or 30, He was 30 or 36.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it seems like he was a little bit. I think they go back to like 91 and stuff. But he's a criminal law attorney now. But he was one of the kids that back in the day there was a mystery basically involving his adoptive father.
And it's touched on in the first 3 episodes, and it's given you the story of what happened, but it really hadn't given you any of the why why it happened.
Yeah. And a lot of it seems to be that, kind of like Salem's Lot and some of these towns in the Stephen King universe, is the town itself kind of has like dairy, even, the town itself is
rotten.
Yeah. It has an evilness about it somehow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if the town is evil somehow, is that because it's, because of the people there all these years, or we don't know.
Yeah, or just all the things.
Melanie Linsky as Molly Strand. She plays a lady who basically has The Shining.
Yep, she has The Shining. She's connected to Henry.
Yeah.
It's almost like an empathy thing where she feels what he feels.
Right.
There's some weird talk about because a lot of Stephen King flashbacks, time skips are a big thing. So it jumps back to when they were kids.
Right.
She knows when he's masturbating, and it's all weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
In perfect Stephen King form.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever read it, but there's like a whole chapter in there that is not appropriate for anybody.
Yeah. Tom Burton says It Grows on You is a great Castle Rock short story that touches on the decay and evil that's in Castle Rock. So check that out. One of the things I love about Stephen King is I love his short stories. I mean, I think his short stories are about the best thing. I love the Stand and Salem's Lot and all those long books, but his short stories are great.
Well, he has this really horrible habit of over describing things, and great, just grueling detail. And in short stories, he's limited, and he's not allowed to do that.
Yeah, that's true.
I think he sells books by the pound. So.
Yeah, Bill Skarsgård, he plays the kid. Mm-hmm. He doesn't really have a name because the only name he would give him was Henry Deaver when they found him, which was told to him by the warden.
Yeah,
who we've
already said spoilers.
So
spoilers. We'll just go ahead and say this. The kid, Skarsgård, he was found in a hole.
Right. In the prison in a wing that hadn't been used in like 30 years.
Yeah, you get the impression that wing was actually the one that Andy Dufresne escaped from.
Right.
But there was like a riot or something, and everything was burned.
Yeah.
And then you go into that, and then go down this manhole.
Yeah.
And it was just like a cylinder room, like a round room, and just a cage.
Yeah.
And Skarsgård just hung out in there.
Yeah. In the first episode, as the new warden is being shown her office, they make a reference to the warden from Shawshank Redemption.
You can still see the bullet hole.
Yeah.
In the,
So like I say, a lot of the references that you're going to find are mostly Shawshank Redemption. But Bill Skarsgård, he also was Pennywise in the latest It. So,
and they've also they've hinted at Pennywise being in this show,
right?
Or some connection to, or maybe just a discussion of, but they haven't done that yet.
So I got to show everybody this picture. This is Bill Skarsgård from on the set, and here's a young Steve Buscemi. And tell me, Chip. Those aren't the same person.
They could definitely be the same person. I feel Skarsgård's taller, but
possibly.
But Buscemi probably just hunches. He probably just has bad posture.
Yeah, well, he used to be a fireman. In New York.
Yeah.
So, which is the picture that you're seeing there.
Might just be a clone, or he's a robot.
I just thought it was funny because as I was watching it, I was like. Because I don't think I've ever seen Bill Skarsgård in anything else other than Pennywise, but of course he's got makeup on.
I saw him in, I told you that it was a Netflix show. With the werewolves
was
and
it
vampires.
Hemlock
Grove?
Yeah. Okay.
It had Femke Jensen in it.
Which I got to check that out.
It's good. It's really good. It's better than the Twilight series.
Yeah. So you guys tell me what you think if I'm onto something here, because maybe they are... interdimensional doppelgangers.
I mean, maybe we could be wrong, and there's 4 Skarsgårds.
Yeah,
It's
maybe
Steve Skarsgård.
Steve Skarsgård. That's right. So I think we're onto something, Chip. That's what we do here. We dig in and find you the hard hitting news.
Exposés.
Yeah.
I mean, they could be the same person for all I know. I've never seen them in the same room together.
Right. Oh, another character, Jane Levy. The reason that I think she's an interesting character, she's the blonde hair girl.
Oh, yeah.
Her name, Jackie Torrance.
Yeah.
So we don't know if there's any kind of, maybe she's a cousin to Danny Torrance.
Maybe they're
Who
just
talks to the men in his
maybe
mouth.
they're just trying to go all PC bullshit and gender swap and all that garbage. They had to make her a woman to appease the women. I work with a guy like that.
Yeah, you've told me about that.
He went
he's
off.
not a Star Wars fan. I take it.
He's not a Star Wars fan, and then he went off on the Captain Marvel movie.
Right.
He's like, how are you going to tell me that this chick can come in and beat Thanos?
Yeah.
Like, come on, dude.
It's possible. Women are our equals.
Yeah.
Some people just will never get it, Chip. They'll never get it.
I don't know, man. Dinosaurs.
And then another person, Sissy Spacek, as Ruth Deaver, Henry's mom.
And she's crazy as shit.
Yeah, she is, but love it because she was in Carrie. She was the original Carrie.
Yep.
So, and I've always enjoyed her movies over the years. So, let's see. Anybody else that stood out to me real quick? Terry O'Quinn. He's the narrator basically, and also you see him.
He
commits
warden.
suicide
in the
worst way possible. you say awesome, I say terrible.
I mean, it was bad.
Right.
I wish they'd shown more of it.
But Terry O'Quinn, J.J. Abrams, who we've talked about extensively on the Just World shows.
Who?
J.J. Abrams.
We've never mentioned
You're stupid. He also is one of the producers. Bad Robot. This is a Bad Robot production. Terry O'Quinn worked with him on Lost, so there's a connection there. And so let's see. I wrote down some of the other.
Your notebook is.
It's right, child.
Oh, okay. It was on the couch. Last I saw.
Well, that's what you call show prep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that how it
I wouldn't have gone on without it.
Okay.
Okay, so I thought in the first episode when the warden, I just threw down his name, but when he sees the sheepdog,
Yeah.
I thought maybe that sheepdog will come in
And save his life.
yeah, or be important. Nope. And we find out later that the sheepdog was kind of a dick to him.
Yeah, he hid his head from his family.
Jay Thomas says, I met Terry O'Quinn on an airplane one time. Being that Lost was centered around a show where an airplane crashes, that'd be the last person I'd want to see on an airplane.
Awesome.
I'd got off like nope, like Devin Sawa from Final Destination. If I ever met him on an airplane, a bus, any kind of public transportation, I'd be like, I'm getting off.
But you've seen those movies. You know it doesn't work out that way. Like, if you
that's
get
true.
off, it's coming
That's
after
true.
you.
Yeah.
You're dead.
Yeah. you might have a better shot just staying on the plane, I guess. Let's see. So I wrote down a couple of things. So the song that was playing while the warden drives himself off of the cliff is the same one that Andy Dufresne is playing.
Yeah.
On the roof when he's in Shawshank Redemption, and it's Figaro's wedding.
Is it?
Yeah.
I just remember Morgan Freeman. I never knew what that woman was singing about.
Now we do. Now we do. A wedding. And what else? There was in one of the episodes, Terry O'Quinn's narrating back when he was playing football, and he receives a concussion, and his brother, who's dressed like the mascot, jumps off the building and
waves at this little kid, hey, and then jumps off.
Yeah, it's so creepy.
But they talk about that, and they said it was just a couple years. It was 1961, just a couple years after they found that body by the train tracks, and that it was a reference to Stand By Me.
Yeah. Right. The body was actually called was the name of the short story in the movie Stand By Me,
which is like one of the best movies ever.
Oh my God.
So good.
That was such a good movie.
Yeah.
Man, like I say, and again, another Stephen King short story.
And a Kiefer Sutherland movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was one of the movies, that one and The Lost Boys, was when I was like, this Kiefer Sutherland dude is cool.
And River Phoenix.
Yeah. Was River Phoenix in that? Yes, he was. Yeah.
He was
right.
the
He
brother.
was the friend, or the brother, yeah.
And
the brother of not Kiefer, but one of his lackeys, right?
No, yeah. And then Corey Feldman was in it too.
Oh my God!
He
yeah.
was
well,
here.
if we're gonna go through, there were so many people in that movie. There was
Jerry O'Connell.
Yeah,
Fat Boy
Jerry O'Connell. Yeah, such a good movie.
I say that. I mean,
yeah, we're fat boys too.
Yeah.
That was.
I look at Jerry O'Connell now.
Yeah,
he could bench press both of us.
He could. That's true. So, Jay Thomas, are you watching the Castle Rock, and what do you think? We'd love to know. Tom, did you find any other Easter eggs? I know the what was it called, the Melting Tiger, the bar.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Yeah, that's popped up in a few stories. The guy that saves Henry and then ends up
shacking up with his mom.
Yeah,
he's a Carradine. He's the Carradine that either doesn't autoerotic asphyxiate.
Yeah, or he's really good at it. Yeah, I have to give him the credit for that joke. That's the joke he made earlier.
That sure sounds like a joke of mine.
Yeah, Chip's the one with the. Me and you both have a dark sense of humor.
Yes,
but you're the more of the one to say it, and I'm more of the one to laugh at it. But yeah, so episodes 1 through 3 again.
Yeah,
a lot of things that happen where it's really slow. It's a mystery, not as much horror, but then they sprinkle in a little bit.
But it's I honestly wasn't going in super excited to watch these.
Yeah.
But I'm really kind of digging them now. I'm excited for the new episode.
Yeah, I was excited. I'm not gonna lie, I was. But then when I watched it, it was not what I thought it was gonna be.
No.
I actually kind of envisioned it to be more of like a creep show or like more of an anthology type thing. Where they would intersect. I mean, I guess it is, but
I mean, it still could be.
True,
because they keep telling us all like the little dark secrets about what's happening all over town.
Right,
like
right.
That lady like gassing her husband.
Yeah. So there could be more backstory as we go. Because like I say, I could look it up, I'm sure, but we'll not worry about it. I believe there's probably about 7 more episodes.
Sure.
Because I think that's kind of the Hulu thing with the original shows. About 10 episodes.
I mean, 10's a good solid number.
Yeah. Anymore, that's kind of HBO's deal too, if not 7.
Yeah.
Like Silicon Valley was only 7, and that hurt my feelings.
You could go over the top, and you could do like Supernatural and have like a
22
split season.
Yeah.
But
that's what I don't like about all those CW shows. I feel like most of them, if they weren't 22 episodes, some of the whole season as a whole, if they shrunk it down to 10, would be awesome because you wouldn't have to have those stupid filler episodes.
Yeah.
Same with Walking Dead, no reason for 2 seasons in 1 year. Let's just compact that down to 1 kick-ass season. So, and that's what I like about these Hulu shows. They pack a lot of punch in every episode because they don't have as much time.
Yeah.
Kind of like what we're talking about with the short stories. So if you're a Stephen King fan, you'll like it.
Yeah.
Because like I said, it moves like a Stephen King story sometimes. Some of them, a lot of them really. The Stand, I think maybe took me 3 or 4 times starting it before I actually was like, okay, I can't put this down.
I mean, my favorite book series ever is The Dark Tower. And I've gone through it probably, at least a dozen times.
Sure.
But that first time picking it up, it was grueling. It's just stop, go back, reread that. What is he trying to say? Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
Christy Hans joined. Thank you for joining, and let us know if you are a fan of the Castle Rock, what you've thought of 1 through 3 so far. Chip, just off kind of not on Castle Rock, but just in general, are you a bigger fan of the shows that release all of them all at once? Would you rather watch Castle Rock all at once as opposed to like Orange is the New Black, which dropped and,
I'm 10 eposodes in already.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for personal watching, drop them all at once. Give me a weekend. I'll work through them. But for something like this, we had this discussion because we thought this was all going to come out at one time.
Right.
That just wouldn't have made this fun. It wouldn't have made there's no predicting. There's no conjecture.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, because that was kind of when we were talking about what's our next show going to be. We were like, if it's one that drops all the way through, and we're
gonna watch one episode and talk about it while everybody else has watched the second episode.
Right. Yeah. And I feel like with a mystery like this, that's a good thing to have a little bit of, okay, we have to wait for the next chapter.
Like I really wish we'd kind of talked about True Detective. Earlier, and I really wish we had been doing this when that first season came out, because that was amazing.
God, the first season was so good. And there's a third season coming out soon too.
But who gives a shit?
We don't know, because everybody didn't like the second season.
Yeah.
But it's been a while since the second season came out, and I feel like if people didn't like it and they went ahead and made a third season, this one better be good.
I don't know.
It's HBO.
Swan song.
Mostly I trust HBO with everything.
Sure.
And truth be told, I didn't go watch season 2.
I haven't watched season 2 either. I tried to watch it because it had Vince Vaughn in it, being like a surly police drunk.
Yeah,
but no, ended up just being boring as shit.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I mean, I was gonna maybe check it out, because I do listen to people and what they say, but then there's a lot of times where a lot of people don't like something, and I love it. So.
Well, I'm also a curmudgeon, so...
Well, that's true. If Chip says it's not good, it's probably awesome.
I don't know about that.
So, I mean, I recommend everybody, if you haven't seen it so far, I don't know what you're doing watching Castle Rock all the way through here, but if you haven't seen it so far, I would recommend that you watch episodes 1 through 3. Christy says... hasn't started it yet, was going to see what y'all had to say about it. Okay.
I recommend it.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, if you're looking for something that's action-packed, this isn't the one. It's not quite as, even, I think, mysterious as maybe like a Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Not quite as good as that. But I don't know. What's a crappy TV show? It's better than that.
It's still early on. I mean, it could get crazy.
I was telling Chip before the show, I actually, Sharp Objects is on HBO right now. It's probably, I think, the 4th episode tonight or the 5th episode. And I kind of like that one as a mystery a little bit better. But I think it has a lot to do with my expectations.
Sure.
Like I said, I was expecting something a little more horror from Castle Rock, and it's an interesting mystery. Yeah, and a little bit of horror sprinkled in, because even when Stephen King, like 11/22/63 and books like that, where it's not a horror book, he's still got a little bit of that in it.
Yeah, there's still a lot of fear of the unknown.
Yeah, it might not be terrifying like Pennywise,
right?
Or even The Shining, I think, is one of the scariest books I've ever read.
It's pretty scary. And you know what? It's also my favorite Stephen King movie, even though he hates it.
Mine too. I love that one. Did you ever see the remake?
The remake was a lot closer to the book,
and I heard Stephen King preferred that one.
And it was good. It had that guy from Wings.
Yeah.
But meh.
It's
still not. It's still not Jack Nicholson trying to bash your head in.
Yeah. Well, I think you've got to appreciate both of them for what they are, and that's what a lot of people, they get mad about, like, book adaptations and then the movies, and they're different mediums. Sure. And so I don't think I just never think, honestly, that you should, if you love this book, and then you'll be like, well, the movie didn't cover this. Well, it's a different medium, so it's got to be different.
I mean, and there's the time constraint, but there's also just so much in a book that you can't, like, in a movie you can't get across what somebody's thinking, really. Not like an inner monologue. And
you don't want all that exposition in a movie.
Yeah.
I mean, you want some, but not all of, like, what a book provides.
Yeah.
And like you said, inner monologues and all of that. So,
but and I've talked about it before, but the Dark Tower movie was garbage. I loved it because I'm happy they did something,
right?
And I love the characters, and I love the world he created. But yeah, the movie was just absolute garbage if you were expecting the books,
right?
And if you were expecting a really good movie, it was probably not what you were wanting.
Ooh, yeah. They need to, I think we talked about this. I would love to see that as an HBO series.
I feel like they're still going to do that.
I think that would be awesome because I think it would be a lot better. The Dark Tower, was it the Dark Tower movie? That's what they called it, not Gunslinger.
Yeah, it's just the Dark Tower movie.
I felt like it was an attempt at being almost like a kid's movie, like a family movie.
Yeah, they made it very odd.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Idris Elba, though, they totally wasted him because he was awesome.
Yeah, he's a 5-star actor.
Yeah,
why would you put him in a garbage movie?
Yeah,
but
so Castle Rock already a little bit more promising than that movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, make sure you go visit our sponsors, No Regrets Tattoo. They're in the Plaza District.
Yes.
There's a phone number on there, but you'll waste your time calling it. Just go by and talk to them.
If you'd like to hear Brad's voice on an answering machine, you could totally call them.
Yeah. They're easy to find down in the Plaza District, but hard to get a hold of.
Yep.
And then also Barrow and Straker. They sell fine antiques. You can go visit them and they've got all kinds of great stuff, like just old world stuff, from Europe and all kinds of crazy places.
Sometimes it's a price you can negotiate with.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes they suck on their prices.
Of course, they're a subsidiary of.
That's not really a good thing to say about our sponsor, is it?
They're a subsidiary of Sombra Corporation and North Central Positronics Limited.
Right.
So all your robotics needs.
Yeah. There you go. All right, Castle Rock. Every new episode will come out on Wednesday. So for those of you who work during the day like we do, Wednesday night, we'll watch it and probably go on about like 8 or 9.
Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? It might even be earlier.
Maybe. Yeah, if we watch it early enough. I would think probably what's going to happen, it'll be in that 7 to 9 period.
Yeah. It'll be a loose 7.
Yeah. Because we'll watch it that night so that it'll be real fresh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you would like to add, Chip?
No, I just wanted to give a shout out to a friend of ours, LBJ. He's going through a rough time.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah.
Let's just all give him some good vibes.
Yeah. Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers.
All right. Tangent World. We're mean to our friends. If anybody is like, why are they laughing?
Yeah.
So anyway, we're Tangent World. You can find the podcast on Spreaker, iTunes, also YouTube. We'd love for you to go and give us a rating if you enjoy the show. If you don't enjoy the show, don't bother rating it. Just go somewhere else.
Yeah, give us a message.
Actually, if you hate the show, I'd like to know why.
Yeah, give us an email.
This is really really good stuff here. But yeah, and then every Wednesday for the time being, anyway, till Castle Rock's done.
Foreseeable future.
Yeah, we'll be on. So
good night.
I'm Chip. No, I'm Brad.
And I'm Chip.
Yeah.
Right now
it's Tangent
He's
World.
Chip sometimes. I'm Chip sometimes.
Yeah.
You know how it goes.
Yeah. Stupid.